Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. This is 5 underrated forgotten films you need to check out. But before we begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe. Most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about my picks. Let me know if you have any questions about these films whatsoever. So as usual, there's no rhyme or reason here. We're going to go in alphabetical order. We've got a couple of movies from the 70s, we've got one from the 80s, we've got one from the 90s, and we've got one from the aughts. So again, there are a variety of different genres, and I hope you enjoy these selections. So the first one is from 1985, and it is Code of Silence, starring Chuck Norris, Dennis Farina, and Henry Silva, among many others. This one is directed by Andrew Davis, even though he is listed as Andy Davis on this particular video. This is out of Kino. Chuck Norris fans definitely know this movie, but people who aren't fans of Chuck Norris per se should really check this movie out, because to me, this is arguably his best movie as far as quality goes. It's not my favorite Chuck Norris movie. That would be Invasion USA, because that movie's just batshit crazy. But this movie is definitely his best acting performance that I've seen. And it's just his best all-around, well-made movie. It's got a solid story, a solid supporting cast. And even though Chuck does kick ass, as usual in this movie, he's not like a one-man army. I mean, yeah, he kind of is, but he plays a normal Chicago cop in this movie, in this particular film. And again, I really enjoy this movie a lot. So our first selection this week is Code of Silence. Second, from 1976, we have The Eagle Has Landed, with an all-star cast featuring Michael Caine, Robert Duvall, and Donald Sutherland in the main roles, but with a supporting cast including Donald Pleasance, Jenny Agutter, Treat Williams, among many others. This is a World War II drama, conspiracy thriller, where our three leads are basically Nazis, two of which go undercover to assassinate Churchill, and it's all under the leadership of Robert Duvall. Michael Caine is the main villain in this movie, and he's great. All three leads are great. Everybody's great in this movie. This was kind of a big hit when it came out, and it has gained cult status, and quite honestly, it's a classic, but it's one of those films that has been forgotten. So if you've never seen this film, or if you have and you just haven't seen it in a long time, by all means, check out The Eagle Has Landed. It's a great movie. Next, from 1975, we have The Great Waldo Pepper, starring Robert Redford, Bo Svensson, Margot Kidder, and Susan Sarandon in a very early role. As a matter of fact, there's Susan Sarandon right there. This movie was directed by George Roy Hill, who also directed The Sting, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The World According to Garp, and one of my all-time favorite films, Slapshot. This is a really solid, fun movie. This is a movie about the barnstorming pilots in the 20s. This movie takes place right after World War I. And Redford is a barnstorming pilot, but he's also kind of a con man. He tells people about all these stories of his exploits in World War I when it turns out that he never got off the ground. But this is a really fun movie, and there are some incredible, incredible aerial stunts in this movie. As a matter of fact, there's a stunt in the first 10 minutes of this film, after the credits are over, that to this day, I don't know how somebody didn't die. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. So, again, if you've never seen this movie, please, by all means, check this movie out. This is from Shout Select, and again, it's called The Great Waldo Pepper from George Roy Hill. Our fourth selection is the newest one. This one's from the aughts, 2007 to be exact, and this is In Bruges, starring Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, and Ralph Fiennes. Written and directed by Martin McDonagh. And as far as I know, this was his movie debut. And what a debut it is. This movie is absolutely incredible. It is so funny. All three leads are excellent. But my God, Colin Farrell and Ray Fiennes are absolutely hysterical in this movie. I mean, this movie's not politically correct. It's pretty offensive with some of the language. But my God, it is entertaining. When I did my 25 or my top 20 gangster movies, a couple people commented that, why wasn't In Bruges in there? I consider this more of a comedy than a drama. I am going to do a follow-up video to that, mob-related movies or buddy movies. And if I do one of those, believe me, In Bruges will definitely be on one of those two lists because, again, this movie is just incredibly funny. So if you've never seen In Bruges, please, by all means, check it out. And last and certainly not least, California. This is my Shout Select Blu-ray. I'll take the slipcover off here. This is from 1996, I believe. Let me double check. 1993, my bad. And stars David Duchovny, Brad Pitt, Juliette Lewis, and Michelle Forbes. And this one is directed by Dominic Sena. This is a really slow burn, creepy movie, and Brad Pitt gives one of his absolute best performances in this film, as does Juliette Lewis. The two of them are fantastic in this movie. Brad Pitt basically plays a serial killer in training, and this movie came out around the same time as Natural Born Killers, and it gets a lot of comparisons between the two. This movie is so much better than Natural Born Killers, in my opinion, because it plays it straight. There's no goofy media shit. This is just truly how evil is bred. And you're just along for the ride, like David Duchovny and Michelle Forbes is the couple that basically decide to share a ride to California with Bonnie and Clyde. And again, if you've never seen California, but you like slow burn crime dramas, this movie is right up your alley. So our last selection this week is California. I hope you enjoyed these picks, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, a possible subscribe. Most importantly, please leave those comments below. I cannot wait to hear from you, and we'll catch you on the next one.